There are property you should not invest your money in, even if you have the money to invest in. If not, your hard-earned money will go into waste, or you will end up regretting why you did such investments. So on this video, I'll be telling you 5 property you shouldn't invest your money in, even if you have the money to invest in. So before we get started, I am Freddy Chinonso, your real estate friend based here in the city of Enugu. My goal is to give you safe and profitable real estate transaction that suits your investment portfolio, and I also guide you on the Nigerian real estate flow, and I also give you tips on land scam and how to conduct due diligence in buying real estate property. So number one property you should not buy: don't buy a property with no verified owner. So if you want to buy a property and you don't know the actual person that owns the land, if it's a real estate firm, if it's owned by a community, if it's owned by individual, or it is owned by family, or it's owned by 2 people, don't buy such land if you're not actually sure of the rightful owner of that property. If not, you might end up losing your hard-earned money in that investment or in that property you buy. So always conduct your due diligence when you want to buy such property. Always make your own research. Try and know the actual owner of that property. If the person selling that property to you does not want to tell you the actual owner of that property, I will advise you to not invest your money in such property. So another property you should not invest your money is property under court case. So if you want to buy a property and you hear that the property is under court case, I will advise you to not invest your money in such property, because you don't know who is going to win. Even if the person that is selling the property to you is the actual person that owns the land, but the property is still under dispute, I will advise you to not invest your money in such property, because you don't know how long the matter is going to take for the court to judge the case. And even if there's been a judgment in the property that the person that sold the property to you is the actual owner of the land, what if the people against the person that is selling the property to you take the matter to the court of appeal, whereby they will issue another judgment? How long will you wait? How long will you be eager to wait? So as an investor, do you have such time for you to wait in such property, especially if you are buying a property that is under court case? So if you want to buy a property and you do your research and that property is under court case, even if the property look too good for you, that the actual person that wants to sell the property to you is the owner, I will advise you to not buy such property to avoid losing your money. So another property you should not invest your money is property with no proof of ownership. So in this scenario, if you want to buy a property and there's no proof of ownership, when I'm talking about the documentation of the property, that there's no documentation in such property, you don't know how the person that is selling the property for you gained the ownership to that property, I will advise you to not put your money in such property if you have not conducted your due diligence or make your own research on that property. If you are buying a property that there is no proof of ownership, what I meant by proof of ownership, it can be a deed, it can be a C of O, or anything that proves that this person that is selling that property to you is the actual owner of the property. You can own a property, but if you buy a property, or if a property is being gifted to you, or you inherit a property, these are where you can show ownership. If you buy a property, you'll be issued a document called a deed of assignment that will show that this person is the actual owner, all liability in the deed of assignment. If the property is being gifted to you, there's a document called deed of gift that show that this person gifted this property to this person, well written and signed. So make sure that you verify any property before you buy, and also check on the documentation of the property. If the person does not show ownership in that property, or there's no document that show proof of ownership to that property, I will advise you to not invest your money in such property to avoid losing your hard-earned money. The fourth one is property acquired by government. So if you buy a property that is under government acquisition, I assure you that you can't fight the government and just lose your hard-earned money on that property you just bought, on that investment you just made. So make sure before you buy that property, ask questions, verify that this property is not under government acquisition. Maybe you buy a property that is mapped out for school, or you buy a property that is mapped out under government infrastructure. So and you did not know, and you went ahead and buy that property. So if you buy such property, you have lose your hard-earned money, because you can't fight the government. According to the Land Use Act, all land belongs to the government. So if you are buying a property that is under land acquisition, especially if they say the government are selling, those of you buying property that the government are selling, but they say for example, they say particular governor is selling social places, and you went in there and bought property for them, and another one now came that this property you guys bought is mapped out for government acquisition for social project. So there's nobody you can fight. You can't fight the government, because the government have the right to restrict any property, except you, in this case where you buy a property, then it was later mapped out for acquisition, then a compensation will be made for you. But if you buy a property that's under land acquisition, you just made a bad investment and you just lost your hard-earned money. And the fifth one, which is going to blow your mind: don't buy property you do not inspect. So I feel a certain case that when someone bought a property, you do not know the actual location where you buy that property, and you just saw a video online and they told him that this property is here and this property here. Later on, he went in and buy that property. So when he came to see the property, he don't know where his property is located, and he don't know who to hold for his property. So I will advise you, before you invest your money in any property, or you want to buy any land in Nigeria, make sure that you inspect that property. You go and see the property physically yourself. You see the property yourself. And in case you are in diaspora and you don't have that time to come and see the property, you can send any person you trust or any of your family relative to go and verify the property for you, to check the property is registered, or that the location that telling you that the property is the actual location where the property is. So make sure you conduct your due diligence before you buy any property, and also make your search on any property you want to buy, to be sure you are not investing in the property and end up being scammed. So I hope this video is helpful to you. I am Freddy, Chinonso, your real estate friend. My goal is to give you safe and profitable real estate transaction that suits your investment portfolio. And if you like this video, don't forget to comment on the comment section and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel to see more of my content. Keep investing in real estate, and bye for now.